do. Come on, Buster, let's get some cardio in.
Oh, you're gonna be so mad when I'm skinny?
Yeah, well, you're the one wearing workout clothes. You gotta fill them out.
Why can't I wear no sleeves? Why can't I just be me?
Because you look like when Mac got fat on Always Sunny.
Yeah, that's right. Dude, I can't believe you're filming your special at the Comedy Cellar.
I know, man. Isn't that
so
exciting?
cool.
Did I ever tell you the story about how I got in?
Yeah, a bunch of times.
It was so sick, dude. I can't believe it happened. This type of luck doesn't happen to me, right? I'm sitting there having dinner with Distefano and his daughter. He's about to open for Colin Quinn, who I've been a huge fan of my entire life. Liz, the manager, gets a call, and she's like, immediately from Colin, he had a heart attack.
Yeah.
She's panicking. She has nobody to fill the show. She instantly grabs me. She's like, do you want to can you do 30 minutes? And I'm like, what are you kidding?
Yes.
Like, I've never even done stand-up at the Cellar, and now all of a sudden you're giving me 30 minutes. I'm blown away. I'm having a panic attack. I say, are you sure? I don't even work here. She goes, Colin said, get me Mike Cannon.
He said that?
And Liz told me, I go up. I have the best set of my life. I'm throwing fastballs the entire time. Crush. I get the tape. They send it to Esty immediately. She says basically the audition is a formality. Come on in, but you're in either way. I do the audition, blow the doors off, and Esty gives me a huge hug, says, welcome to the family. Now I'm here, dude. I can't believe it. This is awesome.
I don't know, man. This seems kind of, it's been done to death. The whole filming at the Cellar thing, Louis did it, Crashing did it.
No, this is completely different.
How?
Exactly, dude. Now I'm here. I'm performing here. I'm sitting at the table with guys that I've looked up to since I was a kid, people I've been listening to on the radio since I was in middle school, guys I've seen on TV. Now I'm at the table with them, and they're telling me what a great comic I am and how much they respect me. This is it, dude. I'm fired up.
Can I go in with you?
No.
So really, the bottom line is Mike Cannon is only in this club because of me. That's the only reason he's in. My heart attack. He owes it all to me. He jumped in my grave.
Get ready to get fucking molested with words. He's literally, truly one of my best friends, one of the best comedians working right now. I swear to fucking God, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Cannon.
Oh my God, what's going on? Wow. Holy shit. Yeah. Thank you. That's some Monday night cocaine energy right there. Hell yeah, down in the basement on a Monday. Let's get weird. I didn't mean to too close to home. I don't know if any of you are on cocaine right now. I wouldn't recommend coke for a comedy show. I wouldn't. Cocaine is not a comedy drug, right? Weed and booze, that's the lane to laughter. Nobody laughs on coke. I've been coked up, my friend told me a joke, and I'm just like, that's funny. I enjoyed that humorous anecdote. Kind of a misdirection. You went this way, then came around the other side. Ugh. A couple of you just felt baby laxative hit your esophagus. It's good. I'm not a cocaine guy. I'm more of a marijuana fella personally. Oh, thanks, freedom fighters. I appreciate it. Yeah. I'm an edible guy too. I like eating my weed, which is, it's great, but I live here in New York where it's still illegal and unregulated, so you get what you get and you don't get upset. Nobody knows the potency. Not even my drug dealer. Has no clue how strong the shit he's selling is. I'm like, oh, how much is in this one? He's like, could be 30, could be $1 million. It's like, honestly, just eat it and then hang on for dear life. Because there might be some choppy waves ahead. This is kind of a wild city to navigate while high on a hallucinogen, right? Everything's a voyage. I tried to cross a street in Brooklyn, that was its own Oregon Trail. It was a nightmare. I had to put down 3 of my family members before I made it to the other side. This is true, right? I'm in Brooklyn, trying to cross Nostrand Ave, and I'm all high and weird. And this guy started looking at me. I didn't see him, but I felt him. So I looked at him, and he looked at me. And I looked at him, and he looked at me. And he just goes, male or female? I was so high, I was like, I guess that's a reasonable question. I am feeling a bit fluid right now. Perhaps he's picking up on my energy. But no, I was like you guys, mostly confused. And I didn't know how to answer him, but I wanted to, right? I felt compelled to, just like close the loop. But again, I was all high and socially not confident. So I was like, I'm a male. Sir, I'm a male. And he just kept looking at me, so I figured he didn't hear me, so I was like, male? Sir, I'm a male! And he just looks at me and he goes, I'm on the phone. Yeah, perfect. He wasn't talking to me at all. I was just randomly shouting my gender at a stranger. On the streets of New York City at a time that it's not necessarily fashionable to do so. Male! Straight white male! You know, the epitome of evil? And I wasn't even wearing my Hillary pin. How could he know whether or not I was an ally? I do like pot. I'm trying to take a break from alcohol. I haven't drank in like 11 months, which is brutal. No, I'll be back. But I will. This is the problem. This is why I had to take a break, right? Because I started to get like hardcore post-drinking anxiety. You guys ever get that? Where you drink super hard for like 2 days in a row, then you wake up and you feel like you've let down everyone who's ever cared for you in your entire life, because you did. I used to fall asleep in my Ubers all the time. I have like a 1.6 rating. And honestly, it's the only time I get a good night's sleep. When I'm blackout drunk in the backseat of an Uber. It is. It should be a service that they offer. Right? Fuck Uber Eats. I want Uber Sleeps. Pop me in that backseat like I'm a 1-year-old. Drive me around the neighborhood. Let me listen to the engine and pretend it's my mama's womb. I'll get the deepest 8 hours of my life. Anybody here ever get woken up by your driver? That's a jarring experience. One of my last times, right, I got woken up by my driver, and I could just tell it wasn't his first attempt. I just knew, because I was horizontal in the backseat. I just really made this guy's car my home. So I assume he gave me a few of the obligatory, like, sir, can you wake up? Oh, please, buddy, can you wake up? Because by the time I woke up, he was in the backseat with me. On top of me, like, buddy, can you wake up? I woke up, I'm like, no! I fucking mule kicked him off me. Because I thought I interrupted my own rape. It's like, Jesus Christ, Muhammad, that's one star no matter how you shake it. I don't care how many waters and Jolly Ranchers I've had. This is the big problem, like why I had to stop also is, vanity. You know what I mean? I'm 34, I'm Irish, I wear alcohol. Seriously, when I drink, my body hangs on to booze like it's imperative to live. So I'm all warped and weird looking all the time. When I'm boozing, I have 1 day a week where I truly look like myself. I do, because I go so hard Thursday through Sunday. The rest of the week is trying to get back to homeostasis. Thursday through Sunday is wild. I'm boozing, I'm eating, I'm not sleeping, I never even heard of water. By Monday, I'm like, I don't even know that man in the mirror. Every single Monday's a New Year's resolution. Every Monday I wake up, I'm like, that's it! I gotta get my act together. I'm not drinking anymore, I'm going to the gym, I'm eating salads, drinking green juice. I'm gonna finally satisfy my wife sexually. I know, that's a big drop-off. That's the thing, when I was in my 20s, didn't matter. I got 38 drinks. I had superhero dick. 38 drinks, still. Powerful, potent, consistent erections. Now I'm 34, I have 4 beers. My dick is like a shoelace that lost the plastic thing at the end. I'm just trying to like mash it. And grabbing one strand in hopes that the rest will follow. Wow, I just saw some sad familiarity on some dude's face. I just saw this guy bury his head. It's tough to push rope. It's a nightmare. But that's why I'll be back, right? Because drunk sex is so fun. It's the most fun. Like, I had drunk sex with my wife a few months ago, and I was crushing it. I was, because I had all that booze confidence. You know what I mean? That drunk confidence. I was pulling out every single move, fingering my own ass, the whole thing, right? And it was lasting forever. I remember being like, 40, 50 minutes, this is my personal best. Then I looked down and I wasn't even inside of her. My awful dick was just mashing into her thigh. It looked like driftwood washing up onto the rocks.
Mike Cannon, I don't know him that well. He seems to think that we have this great friendship and that I'm a real fan of his work because I went on after him one time. He had a mediocre response. I was like, good set. And then every time I see him, he tries to tell me what he's working on. So as a comedian, he's shit.
I don't know. Liz had to basically beg Esty, I believe, in a kitchen to, I think she had to take some shifts over, and I think she had to give her money, something, to get Cannon in. There was some weird, never been done before scenario that Liz had to go through to get him in. Because Esty was like, no, he's all right. And I remember they had a corraler, and she was like, no, you need to get him in. I don't know what, he has naked photos of Liz with something in her butt. I don't understand it.
Around the Village Underground, we all sit back and we get a chance to watch him. And he got off stage and he walked right over and started looking around like we were going to go, oh, great spot. Oh, you're the best. He stunk. I mean, he fucking stunk. His robotic jokes made me sick.
Never once ever have I thought of Mike Cannon. I didn't even know.
Here's the money that you said I had to pay you in order for you to come tonight.
No problem.
Well, but I hadn't even YouTubed you at that time, so I really didn't know if you were a strong comic or not. I was dying, basically. And, you know, honestly, this is how little I knew of you. If Liz had said, should Chris Distefano go on, I would have said no with my dying breath. Never mind somebody that Chris Distefano introduced me to.
Yeah, I had a baby 3 months ago, which is... I know, doesn't my vagina look back to normal? Yeah, a baby. I am, here's the thing, I am a 34-year-old boy. And this has been a violent shove into adulthood. It really has. There is no preparation for having a kid, right? I read books, none of that shit mattered. There's no way you could practice. The only way you could practice for having a baby is if somebody gave you a baby you were allowed to kill before your real baby got here. Like a human Tamagotchi. I'm like, oh, perfect, I'm gonna really test this out, find out what this thing can survive. Went too far. You dispose your baby, they wheel in your real baby, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna reel it back a little bit for this one. I was nervous, you know. I was nervous to have a kid. I'm still nervous. He's 3 months old. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. But I will say this. Some of the advice that I've gotten from drunk audience members after shows, it's really helped me through this trying time. Especially before my son got here, right? I was talking about him on stage all the time, and everybody would give me advice post-show. Everybody would give me the same advice, and they all acted as if they were giving a unique bit of wisdom that only they could impart. Every single person was like, sleep now. Sleep now. Get your sleep now. Sleep now. I'm like, I don't think you know how sleep works. I can't just store up some Z's and then trade them in 3 months when I'm feeling tie-tie. That's not... I can't bank REM. I was performing in Dewey Beach, Delaware, right? Yeah, sure. And after the show, this sun-bleached land pirate runs up to me. Runs up to me, he's hammered, right? And he's like, dude, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. The worst it could get, the absolute worst it could get, they just take him away from you. It's like, wow, I didn't realize we were operating with such a safety net. Turns out my real baby is my practice baby. Let's roll the dice, take some chances. This is kind of a weird job to have, while being a father, right? Because if you guys are familiar with comedy or comedians, we're all pretty low-functioning, mentally ill people. So I have nobody to talk this real-life adult shit with, you know what I mean? Even my friends, they just, they end up making it uncomfortable and weird. And I remember my first day back to comedy, right? It was 4 days after my son was born, not much of a paternity leave. I came back to this comedy club, and my friends were there, a couple of them. My one friend, she was so excited to see me. She was like, oh my God, congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy. I do have a question. I've always wanted to ask a new parent this. Did having a baby change your stance on abortion? I was like, weirdly enough, I've been kind of focusing on having an alive baby this whole time. Haven't really considered it. She's like, no, I mean in terms of when life begins, right? Because you watch the whole pregnancy, you watch the birth. When do you think life begins? Do you think life begins at conception, or do you think it begins at birth? And I didn't answer, because I know a trap when I hear one. It's like, why don't you tell me what to think, white lady? She's like, okay, I think life begins when the woman decides to carry out the pregnancy. I was like, oh, I don't think there's any science that would back up that theory. I'm for it, though. I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-murder, to be perfectly honest. I am. Somebody cuts me off on the highway, I'm like, my body, my choice, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. I'm gonna drive my car into the back of their sedan and perform a 38th trimester abortion. Don't do the math. I think that makes them 11. But of course my perception changed, right? How could it not? I actually don't believe life begins at conception. I also don't think life begins at birth. I think life begins at 6 months when the kid can finally hold his own fucking head up. Seriously, what a truly useless... Can't fend for himself, he's scratching his cornea every day. My son's not alive, he's on life support. My wife and I are nursing him into one day being a real boy. We have 2 cats. If either of them behaved as uselessly as my son, we would put them down. We're like, oh my God, you have no quality of life. Come here, shh. The pregnancy was trippy though, man. It was wild to be a part of. I was just a voyeur, but we had some sex. Had some pregnant sex. I got away with some freebies. Yeah, pregnant sex. It's not bad. It's not good. It's off-putting. I think that's the best way to describe it, right? And it has nothing to do with physicality. It has absolutely nothing to do with my wife's body or any of that bullshit. I've always been wildly attracted to my wife because I'm a hero. What I found to be off-putting was that when we were having sex and I was getting close to the finish line and I'd put my hands on my wife's body, a fucking baby high-fived me. Through her stomach. Like, no! Just the worst tag team partner of all time. I don't know about you guys, but my optimal way to orgasm is not while I'm Sistine Chapeling with my unborn kid. But I pushed through. I got there anyway.
The tough crowd comics, I looked up to you. Shut up. Shut up.
When Mike says he looks up to me and he looks up to other comedians from Tough Crowd, it means the same to me as when some fucking drunk in Pittsburgh says it. I used to love Tough Crowd. It reminds me of the fact that I haven't been on television in 16 years that asshole won't shut up about Tough Crowd. It's dead. We had a great time. I'm glad it tickled you when you were a young boy, but go fuck yourself. I haven't done anything since. You're not making me feel better about reminding me of the glory days. How do you think Jackie Gleason felt in 1980? I love the honeymooners. I know, asshole, it's 40 years old. So I hate when he talks about looking up to us. You want to show me admiration? Just nod quietly.
He says that I respect him, first of all. Okay. Yes, it should mean something that he's on the show with me. Because, I mean, it's astronomical, the odds that he's on the show. He shouldn't be. I mean, he won a golden ticket. He won the mega bucks. He's hit the local lottery. He shouldn't be there. Whatever the fuck happened that night, whatever Liz did in that kitchen to make it happen. So as far as him being, yeah, I should inspire him. He should look up to me. I'm fucking great. I'm a hammer.
It means absolutely nothing. Because what basically, when you know, like usually you know when somebody's going somewhere. Mike is going absolutely nowhere. So why should it mean any damn thing to me? Why? Why does that fuck? What does that mean? What does it mean when a homeless guy says he needs money for some cigarettes? The same thing. Nothing.
Are you happy that you helped get me in though?
I was happy until this documentary. You know, now I'm saying like, why? Just what people need, by the way, a comedy documentary for your opening of your special.
Do you think this has been opened
I don't think we've seen enough of those.
Yeah.
Not only that, but we have this great story about this. This is the only one that should be. You're gonna have like 6 other idiots on here, and I'm the only one that actually has a legitimate story of why you live in comedy.
Right.
And you know, I mean, I'm sure every night you probably pray, let Colin Quinn die so I can have his spots and we continue the progression of you replacing me.
You think I'm wishing for your death?
Well, you wouldn't be the first person.
And my son is a boy. For now. We're gonna give him till his 5th birthday to officially decide. That's why we didn't do the gender reveal, that anti-woke bullshit. We didn't do the puff of blue smoke or the puff of pink smoke. Instead, we gathered family around, shot everyone with a water gun, and said, "Gender is a spectrum, you judgmental pieces of shit." But he was born with boy parts. There was no avoiding that. So we had to have the conversation about what to do with his penis. Whether to circumcise or not. Do we have a preference in here? Do we like a circ or a sleeve? Some lady over there goes, circ, definitely. Definitely circ. I don't want it to leave this table, but circ for sure. Here's the thing, yeah, like I'm personally circumcised, and I'm pretty happy with the product. But I liked hearing other people's opinion, right? I asked around, I really did. I wanted to see what other people thought. And a lot of my friends, they told me not to do it. And not based on anything religious, but based on the new progressive theory that it's mutilation, right? They're like, dude, it's genital mutilation. You're mutilating your child. You shouldn't do it. And I heard what they're saying. I even kind of agree, but I think I'm just 100% okay with it. I am, because I've seen a lot of dicks in my day. I played sports. And the only ones that show up in my nightmares are those godless extra lunch meat dicks. That's a snout, not a penis. That is a Tim Burton fever dream. It looks like the sand snake from Beetlejuice. It's purely aesthetic, it is. Uncircumcised dicks look like they're giving birth to themselves. It's like if we expect somebody to put our penis in their mouth, shouldn't we plate the dish a little better? If circumcision was illegal, I would have still circumcised my kid. I would have shaved my teeth into triangles and just bite it the old-fashioned way. My uncircumcised friend, that's what I call him. He was telling me not to do it, right? Begging me. He was like, dude, do not circumcise your kid because I feel way more sexual sensitivity than you do. I am far more sensitive sexually than you. And I'm like, how do you know? Have you had both dicks? I'm pretty satisfied with my penile sensitivity. Honestly, I come way too quick as it is. I am the Usain Bolt of orgasms. Quick off the blocks and across the finish line before you even knew it was a race. I don't need added sensitivity. I don't. If I was uncircumcised, I would just be walking and coming all day. I'd be wearing cement pants by 3 p.m. every day. I'd have to chisel them off my body just to get into my jammies at night. This is the weirdest reason why I wanted to circumcise my kid, and you're goddamn right I'm still talking about this. I wanted my son and I to have the same dick. Right? Because I saw my dad's dick when I was a kid. All right? I don't mean that he was some maniac that's like, ah! No, I saw it in passing. Or if he left the door to the bathroom open, I kind of let curiosity get the best of me. And it was jarring every time. Every time I saw my dad's dick, it truly rattled me to the core. But the one thing that brought me solace was that it looked like a version of mine. So I don't want my kid to see my dick, then look back at his dick, then look back at my dick, then look back at his dick, and be like, Dad, why does my penis look like it invented the iPhone? I'm wearing a full turtleneck in the middle of July, and you're rocking a Simon Cowell Deep V.
What did I see from Mike's career in the near and distant future? I haven't thought about Mike's career. The fuck do I see for his career? Who gives a shit? I wouldn't care if he had a sitcom, and I wouldn't care if they found him hanging like Aaron Hernandez. I don't want to think about wonder what Mike's gonna be doing in 6 months. The fucking same jokes he's been doing for 4 years, and I'll be doing the same thing, ignoring him and saying good set when I have to go on after him and wake the crowd up again. I don't know or give a shit about what he's gonna be doing in 6 months or 6 years. I don't care. I haven't thought about it. I hardly fucking know him. I'm doing this hoping he will leave me alone. Fuck him.
He's gray. What is he, 22? And he's full gray? Was he a ghost hunter before comedy? I don't even understand what you look at him and you feel sick. I want to take like milk of magnesia every time I see his face. Pale, clammy, gray. Yeah, that's what Hollywood's looking for. Fucking looks up to me. Of course he should.
I can't even say I wish him the best, because I don't. I don't wish him the best, because he's just like a fucking hacky dude. He walks around with a fucking hack all over his face. And, you know, we know and I know, I've seen it before. I've seen the same white guy come in there before, like you said, and with the same shit that's going nowhere. He'll do one Conan O'Brien, I promise you that, and that'll be that.
He's not even in the same hemisphere as me. He works the cellar. Big deal. So do a bunch of cooks.
I used to think that the worst move in my career was when I told Mike Myers I wasn't interested in Austin Powers. Please leave me alone. And now I realize it was my heart attack and getting you into this club.
I also just started taking Muay Thai, right? It's like kickboxing. One of my buddies put me onto it. He's like, dude, just get in there, hit the bag, you'll get out your aggression, you'll walk around the streets way less angry. And I think he's right. I am less angry, but now I'm also just a trained psycho. Yeah, now I know how to fulfill all my violent fantasies. So I'm walking around New York shadow boxing, just wishing a motherfucker would. Some dude almost bumped me with his stroller. I was like, I'm gonna beat your baby to death right now. I am gonna Muay Thai elbow to T kick that kid. Because that's the problem with rage, right? Is no matter how much you're working on it, you can relapse real quick. Get sent right back to square one. Like I was doing a show in Long Island, right, recently. And there was an 80-year-old woman sitting right up front. And she didn't like my comedy. I know this because she told me. In the middle of the show, she's like, I don't care for your humor. I just saw red. I'm like, oh yeah? I don't care for the fact that it looks like you applied your makeup by smashing your face into a birthday cake. The fuck you doing here anyway? You're 80. Don't you have family to say goodbye to for the last time? I know, I relapsed. Went to a meeting the next day. My wife and I, we don't like trigger each other on that level anymore. Like we don't get into those huge blow-up fights as much, I should say. And I think it's because we've known each other forever. We're both 34. We've known each other since we were 10 years old. We live next door to each other, the whole thing. So knowing that much about each other, we both really know how to hurt each other. 24 years of knowing each other, we both know each other's nuclear codes. Right? That one thing that you could say to each other that will just fuck your world up. And it's kind of a sweet little beautiful relationship, ace in the hole to have, right? It's like, oh, this is kind of a boring little Monday. I'm gonna take an emotional street sweeper to this day. Just see what grows from the rubble. Women are amazing at it too, or at least my wife is. I shouldn't generalize. Because she found my nuclear code very early in the relationship. If you hadn't guessed, it's my dad. And so, yeah, we have a weird relationship. We don't really talk. It's off and on, right? And my wife has been around for all of it. She knows 34 years worth of stories, 34 years worth of insecurities, 34 years worth of open wounds. So every time we're in the middle of a fight and she wants to watch the world burn, she'll just interrupt me and be like, whoa, wow, hey, seeing a lot of your dad coming out of you right now. I look at her like, I'm about to light this apartment on fire. Right now. But she used it too much. She overplayed her hand. Because I don't even feel that shit anymore. She basically vaccinated me against it. Which is why I'm autistic. That's a fun one if you let it be. Yeah, it's more about the conspiracy than anything else. I found my wife's nuclear code just recently after 24 years, and it was by mistake. It was a happy little accident. Because she was complaining about her period. Which, here's the thing. I can't even imagine what type of trauma that is. I can't. If I bled out of my ass every month for a week straight and not just when I'm drinking, I would. If I had to pack my asshole with cotton and then move and operate in the world as if, what? No, it's just me, just Mike. There'd be a lot of goddamn violence on these streets. So I truly empathize with women. I can't imagine what it's like to live like that. But my wife was complaining for a while. I had enough. I know, and I knew what I was gonna say was gonna piss her off. I knew it. You ever just know? But you're like, fuck it. I wanna see what happens. I knew it. I pulled the trigger anyway. I looked at my wife and I was like, listen. You've been getting this every month for the last 20 years. Aren't you fucking used to it yet? She looked at me and was like, her head spun in a circle. She potato gunned her tampon at me. I know, that might be a little too graphic for some of you. But that's a superpower every woman in here would accept. If given the option, right? The ability to snipe out some piece of shit. What the fuck did you just say to me? It's a bit windy, adjust 6 clicks to the east. It's like organic paintball.
We have Mike on the radio show because Sam likes him. I used to have him on the night show. So because that asshole is showing loyalty, I have to sit through his fucking stupid steroid stories. So no, I don't enjoy him on the radio show, but he's bigger than me and he's mentally ill. So I guess I tolerate it and I do this. That's a fake laugh, but he thinks it's real every time. It's never been real.
Do you have a personality? Do you have an opinion? Is there anything real you can talk about? What the fuck is wrong with you? But the same thing, must tell joke, gotta get to the punchline, robot. Fuck him.
It looks like he owns a food truck.
He does. And he walks around so happy while he's crying inside, knowing that if a national headliner came along, would swoop away his wife, kid, his parents.
Jesus Christ, his wife and kid. Don't go that far. What the fuck's wrong with you?
I don't know.
Nobody's gonna swoop away. First of all, don't say swoop.
Don't say swoop.
It's a brand new lens. Okay? Second of all, you're talking about he just had a baby. Someone's gonna come and steal his family.
Well, the baby doesn't know, and the baby grows up with a real headliner.
Do you understand? He seems like a laid-back, nice guy, good guy. The ambition, the Machiavellian move of being at the Cellar at 6 at night on a Tuesday. There's no reason to be there. There's nobody there. There's no audience. There's no comedians. Mike happened to be there. So basically, to say he jumped in my grave is obviously not an exaggeration.
I did get a wild hair up my ass about a year ago to keep working out and like to push it a little bit. I had this amazing opportunity, right? I went over to the Middle East for a little while to perform for our troops, which was incredible. Fellatio mostly, but still. Yeah, our boys in green are backed up. I think the question is, how much do you all love your country? I'm a patriot. I went over there, rolled the sleeves up, and got to work. I love watching homophobic troop supporters try to process what I just said. Like, wait, so we spent 24 hours in a plane just to go over there and suck a bunch of troop dicks? I don't get it. This is totally against what I'm saying, but I guess don't ask, don't tell, you know? Incredible trip of a lifetime, right? We did 2 weeks in the Middle East, otherwise known as the eyebrow capital of the world. Just a region full of Bert and Ernie's. I've never been silently told to go fuck myself. So many times. But yeah, like I said, 3 countries, 8 bases, right? Did Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain. And we flew between all of them. And I gotta say, it was a little jarring to have an Arabic-speaking pilot, which is pure racism. It is, but it stirred up some New York City PTSD that I forgot was there. So I'm sitting in my seat and I hear, like they have the plane already? Yeah, your sensitivity is noted and I'm not impressed. Trip of a lifetime, though, for real. I wanted to entertain these people, these troops as best as I possibly could, both on stage and off stage. I think I took it a little too far. I volunteered to get bit by one of those marine dogs. Have you guys ever seen the videos, the YouTube, where the guy puts on a full Michelin Man padded suit? They unleash a hellhound on him. The dog runs, bites his arm. He feels nothing. Everybody walks away smiling. That's not what happened to me. Yeah, usually they give you a big, thick, padded coat. They gave me a fucking windbreaker. It was very clearly sized for like a real man. Because when I put it on, I looked like a 4-year-old in my father's suit jacket. The arms are dangling, even fully zipped. It exposed my entire torso. One of the Marines turned to the other and goes, "Is this guy about to take a chest bite?" I go, "Am I about to take a fucking chest bite?" The other Marine was like, "No, dude, it's cool. The dog's pretty precise." I was like, that's not the language I was hoping to hear. At all. This is a big deal for me, too, because I've had a lifelong fear of dogs. Lifelong fear. Since I was 8 years old, When I was 8, I got Me Too'd by a poodle. I know, right? What was I wearing? But it's true, I was on the floor at a family friend's party, I was playing with toys, this dog ran up on me, got on top of me, pinned me down. It was a standard sized poodle. Pinned me down, started humping the shit out of me. I couldn't get up, none of the adults could hear my screams over their laughter. So I've just been hanging on to that for over 2 decades. I thought this was my opportunity to take back the night. This was not a poodle. This was a 105-pound Belgian Malinois. Which is an absolute fur missile. First thing they had me do, right, they put me in the jacket. They're like, all right, stand across from the dog. You got to look the dog right in the eyes. And I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. At all. They're like, no, that's how it knows to attack you. It gets pissed. I was like, that's exactly what I thought when you said it. Not gonna do it. They're like, you gotta do it. So I look at the dog and the dog's like, ha, ha. Looked like my wife gearing up for an argument. I was like, Jesus Christ. They're like, you ready? You ready? I'm like, not really. They're plucking hairs out of it just to get it fired up. They're like, you ready? I was like, I guess. They're like, okay, you're gonna run out there. You're gonna extend your arm. We're gonna say go. The dog's gonna run. It's gonna bite your arm. As soon as you feel the bite, you gotta bring your arm to your chest. Then you can't let it drop below 90 degrees because that's when people get hurt. I go, are you giving me fucking instructions right now on what to do mid-werewolf attack? How about you guys just pick me up off the ground, get the dog off me, and then wipe away my tears? They all go, no, no, don't go to the ground. That's how people die. I'm like, what? They're like, it's gonna be great. Don't worry, we've never had an incident. The dog's never bit through a jacket. We did it 4 times. The dog bit through the jacket 4 times. All the way through to the point where it broke skin. Right? I know, but I'm trying to act tough in front of these Marines, right? So I'm stifling all the pain. And until after the last one, I took off the jacket and I walk over to one and I'm like, hey, I seem to be bleeding pretty profusely. Do you think I need a shot or anything like that? The guy goes, honestly, man, you're way more likely to give the dog a disease than it is to give you one. I'm like, oh, well, that's the most hurtful response you could have come back with. Then I found out 2 hours later that dog got deployed to active duty. I was its final training exercise before it got sent into the real shit. It literally sharpened its teeth on me. So right now, that dog is patrolling the Middle East with the worst case of HPV any dog has ever had. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming out. Thank you.
Wrap this up. Am I done with this bullshit? Did you get enough crap? Listen to me. Please, for the love of God, lose my number, block me on Twitter, don't follow me on Facebook or Instagram. We are done. We're done. I've given you everything I'll ever give you in this career, unless somehow, luckily you hit lotto and get a sitcom or something. Then I'll let you play my older brother. Fuck your mother.
Mike Cannon, everybody. That's unbelievable.
Hey, if you guys want to talk full volume, you could probably do that in the hallway. How you guys doing? I'm kind of recording an album and a special right now. You are loudly speaking. I know. I'm not being a dick. I'm just saying, you guys are being a dick. All right. That was frightening. Health insurance, you got it? I got it, baby. And I did it the old way. Thank God, after this guy just sizing me up, looking to break my fucking neck. You give me some sort of fucking pinch from the old land and I'm out. Yeah, I got health insurance.